Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Cristiano Ronaldo demands more from his Man United teammates. Cristiano Ronaldo gave a speech to his Man United teammates on his return. Ronaldo scored twice on his second debut. Prior to the game against Newcastle, Solskjaer did confirm that Ronaldo would definitely feature, and Ronaldo did admit he would pressure Solskjaer to start him. Like I said to you earlier, will Ronaldo win Man United the Premier League or Champions League? Ronaldo's already told his Man United teammates that he wants the Premier League this season. The other week, Ronaldo had his first interview. He said, "I'm very happy to be back home after 12 years. The other week, Ronaldo became the all-time international top scorer with 2 late goals against Ireland. Ronaldo has hinted that he's looking to stay at Manchester United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo signed a 2-year contract with Man United with an option of a 3rd year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so reflecting on that, he's the highest earner at Old Trafford. Man United got Ronaldo for £19.8 million. And the other week he completed his medical. Ronaldo is wearing the number 7 shirt. Ronaldo was our final signing of the summer transfer window. But he's the greatest player of all time. In Ronaldo's first spell at Manchester United, he scored 118 goals in 292 games in all competitions. And he won 3 Premier League titles. He won the Champions League, he won the FIFA Club World Cup, the League Cup twice, and he won the FA Cup. And in his first spell he endured 6 years. When we first got Ronaldo, we paid 12 million for him from Sporting Lisbon. Sold him to Real Madrid in 2009 for 80 million, so we gained a 68 million profit. He endured like 10 years at Real Madrid. Juventus got him in 2018 for 88 million. He endured 3 years at Juventus. Ronaldo has won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Manchester United did endure a very good summer transfer window. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 140 million in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer did receive the backing he deserved in the summer transfer window. Our owners, the Glazers, backed him. only because they've been persuaded to. John Murtaugh backed him. John Murtaugh is our director of football, and we certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. And Darren Fletcher also backed him, and we made the right decision recommending him back him. We didn't sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window. That was disappointing. I recently gave you the news on Declan Rice. Man United identified Declan Rice as number one midfield target for next summer. Declan Rice is likely to leave West Ham next summer as he targets a club offering Champions League football. Solskjaer is confident on the Declan Rice transfer. Declan Rice's price tag is 100 million. 100 million is far too much for Rice. I reckon he's worth from between 50 to 60 million. Well, when the summer transfer window was open, it did say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted Declan Rice, and Declan Rice did mention that he was unhappy with West Ham's 100 million price tag. He's rejected a few contract offers at West Ham. Rice has got 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. He's remained loyal to West Ham for a long time. He's been with them now for a good 7 years or so. He's played 149 games. He's predominantly a holding midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half. When the summer transfer window was open, we also went in for Sol Niguez. Obviously, Sol Niguez joined Chelsea on loan. We went in for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes, couldn't get him because he signed for Real Madrid. And we also went in for Ruben Neves from Wolves. So like I say, I'm hoping we can sign a midfielder in the January transfer window or next summer. We only managed to sell one player in the summer transfer window. That was also disappointing. The player we sold was Daniel James. Sold him to Leeds for 25 million. He signed a 5-year contract with Leeds, and obviously he's wearing the number 20 shirt at Leeds. The reason we offloaded Daniel James is because we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. We did loan quite a few players out in the summer transfer window. We loaned Tahith Chong out, we loaned Pellistri out, we loaned Brandon Williams out, we loaned Ethan Laird out, we loaned Andres Pereira out, and we loaned Axel Tuanzebe out. Solskjaer has endured 5 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. And you know, we've endured a very good start to this season. We've won 3 games out of 4. You know, we've registered 10 points from 12. We are top of the Premier League at the moment. And I said I'm expecting Manchester United to endure a very good season. We've got a title winning squad, so the time for excuses is over. The other week, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that Solskjaer was part of. You know, we've got the best player in the world in Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got Jadon Sancho. I think he's going to do really well at Man United, providing that Solskjaer uses him correctly. I thought Sancho did well yesterday against Newcastle. You know, some of his link-up play at times was good and he got into good areas. Sancho started on the left against Newcastle yesterday. He was much better than he was in the game against Wolves. I thought against Wolves he was poor because he couldn't really get into the game. We got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Sancho's under contract with Man United until June 2026. There's also an option of a further year. Rafael Varane, he's also very good. He did well on his home debut yesterday against Newcastle. He was unlucky not to score from that diving header from the corner. And I thought Varane looked composed at the back, and he brought the ball out well from the back, and I thought he was very effective in the air. Varane did well on his debut against Wolves. Varane to Manchester United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. We got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. We paid 34 million up front and the rest was add-ons. Varane signed a 4-year contract with Man United with an option of a 5th year. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree as a player because Varane won a lot of trophies when he was at Real Madrid, and he was a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He endured 10 years with them. Obviously Tom Heaton is a pretty decent goalkeeper. We obviously brought Tom Heaton in as a backup. To Tom Heaton's credit, he did well throughout pre-season. Got Tom Heaton on a free from Aston Villa. He signed a contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. David De Gea is a good goalkeeper. I think he's done well so far this season. Hasn't really had a great deal to do in the games we've played so far this season. Against Newcastle yesterday, made a close range save to deny Joelinton. Couldn't do anything about Manquillo's equaliser. And he made a world-class save to deny Roman Saiz in the 1-0 win against Wolves. David De Gea has been a long servant at the club. He's endured 10 years at Manchester United, and this season is his 11th season. A few years ago, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world because he has won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. He has made mistakes though in the last couple of years. De Gea's got like 2 years left on his contract and he's on £375,000 a week. We know he's staying at Man United for this season because earlier on this summer, De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and he said he's determined to fight for his Man United future. Dean Henderson, he's a very good goalkeeper. Obviously hasn't been in goal for any games yet because he's been unavailable because obviously Henderson had COVID at one point. He's recovered now from COVID. I think Henderson is close to returning. Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Henderson's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. We've got a very good back four. Like I've said, I think it's the best in the league, or the second best back four in the league. We've got Luke Shaw, that's a very, very good left back. He's enjoyed a pretty good start this season. Luke Shaw got an assist yesterday for one of Ronaldo's goals. Luke Shaw was superb last season. In fact, last season, he was the best left back in the Premier League. Luke Shaw's been our first choice left back for a while, and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez. Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. He's been with us now for 7 years, so he's been a long-serving player. We are in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. Eric Bailly, I think he's a decent centre-half, but my element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with the club until 2024. Earlier on in the summer, it said that Bailly's future was in doubt following the arrival of Raphael Varane. But I said, I'd keep Eric Bailly as a backup, so if Maguire or Varane get injured, then Bailly is the plan B. There's other centre-halves, but like I said, I prefer Bailly ahead of Lindelof and Phil Jones. Harry Maguire, decent centre-half. He's had his good games at Man United, he's also had his bad games. Don't think he was brilliant yesterday though against Newcastle. He was the main culprit for Newcastle's equaliser. We should get the best out of him now though with Varane alongside him. Maguire was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. We overpaid for Maguire. We got him in a deal worth 80 million from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Pogba. Wan-Bissaka is a decent right back. He was very poor against Newcastle yesterday, like I mentioned on the play ratings. Bissaka was wasteful in possession on occasions, made too many mistakes defensively. His crossing was poor, couldn't put a decent cross into the box, and he lacked that attacking intent. So there's definitely aspects of Wan-Bissaka's game that's got to improve. But I reckon Wan-Bissaka is one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. This season is Wan-Bissaka's third full season at Man United. We got him for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. Paul Pogba, very, very good player. He's enjoyed a very good start this season. Pogba's got 7 assists. Obviously, he got 2 assists yesterday against Newcastle. Pogba produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained ankle injuries at Man United. I want Pogba to sign a new contract. I really do. And it said the other week that Pogba is increasingly likely to sign a new Man United contract. Reflecting on our summer transfer business, I think with us getting Ronaldo back, that should persuade Pogba to stay. Pogba's current contract expires next summer. And it said earlier on this season from Sky Sports News that Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. A few weeks ago, Solskjaer did say that talks were ongoing with Pogba's representatives to persuade him to sign a new contract. Solskjaer said he's not worried about Pogba's contract situation. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract, and Sky Sports News said Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Now, Defensa Central said the other week that Pogba favours Real Madrid over PSG. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with Pogba, and A report by Tutto Sports said that Juventus want to re-sign Pogba. Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Manchester United. Was it before the start of the season? It said that Pogba is very likely to join PSG on a free next summer, because PSG are pushing to sign him next summer, and it did mention that PSG are prepared to offer Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. In this year's summer transfer window, PSG couldn't get him because they got Lionel Messi. Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. He's done a lot of talking, and we're very critical of Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola doesn't have a good relationship with the club. This is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him, and he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. So there you go. Scott McTominay, he's a decent player. He's not yet on that level where I want him to be at. The question is, can he emulate to that level? He needs more time. He's still young, got a lot of development in him. McTominay's been part of the club for a long time as it stands. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract. McTominay has been out of a groin injury. He did have surgery on his groin. Donny van de Beek, he's a good player. But you know what? I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United because he doesn't get enough game time. I was disappointed that Van de Beek didn't start yesterday against Newcastle. Matic started ahead of him, which shouldn't have happened. Van de Beek did come on in the game. Prior to the game against Newcastle, Solskjaer hints at a new role for Van de Beek this term. And Solskjaer said he was prepared to play Donny van de Beek in a 2-man midfield. Last week, Donny van de Beek gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his best position. Van de Beek reckons he's best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. Last week, Van de Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. Van de Beek admitted that he's prepared to keep fighting to earn his place in the Man United team and to remain in the plans of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Van de Beek's agent did a lot of talking last week, as you all know. This is Van de Beek's 2nd full season at Man United. Last season, Van de Beek made 36 appearances in all competitions, but most of them appearances came from the bench. I recall Van de Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. Don't forget, Solskjaer rejected Van de Beek's exit because it did mention that Everton were close to signing him on loan. But we got Van de Beek in a deal worth £40 million from Ajax with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. We've got Bruno Fernandes. That's a very, very good player. He's one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Sir Alex retired. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Man United, he's been very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. We have overplayed him. Fernandes has been at Man United now for almost 2 years. Yesterday, Bruno Fernandes scored a goal from 25 yards out. What a goal that was. But up until that goal, Fernandes wasn't really in the game. Fernandes got his first Man United hat-trick against Leeds on the opening day. Fernandes does not want to leave the club. He's made that clear. He's happy to stay at Old Trafford as contract talks go on. Solskjaer wants a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes has got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Last season, Bruno Fernandes won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Mason Greenwood, he's also very good. He's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood's had a good start to this season, 3 goals in our first 4 games. Played a part in Ronaldo's first goal yesterday. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. Edinson Cavani, he's made an impact since he's come in. Cavani will probably leave at the end of this season. Cavani's going to find it hard to get in the team now anyway, with us getting Ronaldo back. Marcus Rashford, he's also good when he wants to be, but he's endured his bad periods at Man United, and he was out of form towards the end of last season. He's become injury prone as well, which is a concern. Rashford's out with a shoulder injury at the moment. He's out until October, because earlier on in the summer, Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. Like I've said to you before, Marcus Rashford is mostly effective on that left-hand side. So yeah, we have got a good squad. I'm expecting Manchester United to sell players next year. Some will leave in January, some will leave next summer. So the players I want us to get rid of next year, I definitely want us to sell Martial. He isn't good enough to represent the club. Don't forget, Martial rejected the chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day. I definitely want us to offload Jesse Lingard in January. I give you the news on Jesse Lingard earlier on today. Man United set cut price Jesse Lingard fee ahead of the January transfer window. We want just 12 million. In the summer transfer window, we wanted 25 million for Lingard. Last week, Jesse Lingard rejected a new Man United contract offer over playing time concerns, despite Lingard being in the last year of his deal. When the summer transfer window was open, Lingard snubbed a return to West Ham. Last season, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer confirmed that Lingard remains part of his plans, despite that ongoing speculation. Juan Mata, I want us to offload him next year. He'll probably leave at the end of this season when his current contract expires, because earlier on this year, Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. Next year, we've got to offload Van der Beek, Matic, Fred. I also want us to offload Jones. He'll probably leave at the end of the season, because it said Phil Jones is set to stay at Man United this season after Solskjaer told him he remains part of his plans. Diego Dalot, I also want us to offload him as well next year. I'd like us to also offload Victor Lindelof, because he isn't good enough to represent the club either. Like I said to you, in the summer transfer window, Solskjaer blocked quite a few players' exits. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.